So for those of y'all that think it's all work and no play around here, me and Honey Baby took the day off yesterday and took the boat to the lake. Had us a real nice time. Basically, I didn't try to do much of anything else. I just felt like it'd be a good time to enjoy our summer up here, what's left of it, before we go back down south. And so today, I'm going to go back to doing the same thing I was doing, which is basically doing away with the cracks in the walls here with the use of these strips. I also have some old, you know those tent things you buy that, you know, when I first bought my first one, it was like $100, and you'd set it up as like a big tent shade, kind of unfold it, and it had a tent shaped roof tarp. And what happens is those things get blown over, and when they get blown over, the legs get all bent up, and when the legs get all bent up, you can't use them anymore, but they still have that real nice kind of material that was the roof of it all. Well, I've got two of those in that cabinet. And I was thinking, well, I could take that material and probably cut it and make it fit and staple it up and cover all of these cracks here with that. That'd be a lot quicker than cutting this, and it would give me something to use that material for, because that material is not really good for much. I've tried putting it over a car, using it as a car cover. The way it's shaped is just really not flat, but you know, you could cut pieces of it and it would work good to do a wall like that in. So that's on my thinking today. And the other thing that's kind of on my thinking, or in my thinking, is that I'm reaching the point where we're starting to need to do what needs to be done before we leave, which means there's engines with gas in them. They need to have the gas treated or drained out, and they need to be run dry. And I have to remember to cut the water off and drain the pipes, and just refrigerators in the back room that need to be not left running, and a lot of things like that. So I got a long checklist of things that need to be done before I leave. I thought I'd go ahead and spend the day finishing this up, and then we will think about that. Okay? Okay. So this is pretty peaceful stuff right here too. I like what I'm doing here pretty well. In fact, a couple things I can do here. I'm making, as I go, a little bit of storage space, and I bought this green glass door piece a while back, thinking I might use it with that stained glass piece, which I took in the house today and set in a window temporarily. But it's not exactly the same size as my other glass door piece, but it may be useful later on, and I'd like to store it someplace where it won't get broken. And I put these boards across on these walls as they go up and down here, and they make a pretty good place to store stuff that I don't need, but I might need someday. Like this piece was a piece my dad cut to go behind the window in the Dodge truck when he built a set of sideboards for the Dodge truck. And the sideboards themselves are over there in the shed. I used a couple of them to make some shelves out of, but if I ever wanted to resurrect them, I could. This is a piece like that. I might use it for something someday. It's kind of cool, and I thought, well, I can store this up here too. By what I made here, let me slide this into here, like this, literally. And put that right in place, right there, and it's in a safe storage place. Another thing I got is I got a little box with that stained glass window. If you hadn't already figured it out, I'm a saver of things, and I don't know what this box might ever be good for. It may be good for pulling it apart and using all the wood out of it, but if I throw it on the ground, there'll be a nail sticking out there. Yeah, there is. Throw it on the ground, it's going to be in the way. It's going to rot out. It's going to draw termites. If I shove it up in here, there we go. So, good enough. Alright, so I'm going to go back to cutting these little red strips of material like this. Put it in this part over here. I got some more wood stored over here. This is some wood that I used for, well, this is actually old clapboards, which I thought about using these clapboards for this. You know, splitting them but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. But for now, I'm going to move them so that I can strip this area. Open the door. Now I'll take one of these with me when I go down to Georgia. This is a tree trimmer, which I might need in Georgia. I got two of these now, one with mine and one with Art's. That'll go on my list of things to carry with me.